Okay, so with questions like these where you have to draw, put information onto a graph, the first thing to do is draw the lines and ignore the inequalities. Okay, so if you take the first one there, we're interested in x being greater than or equal to minus 3. First thing we do is draw the line x equals 3. And what the line x equals 3 means is the series of points where the x coordinate is always 3. Sorry, minus 3. So the x coordinate minus 3 is there. So this vertical line there, every point on that line has got an x coordinate of minus 3. So that's the first thing we draw, is that. Okay, so that's the line x equals, keep forgetting, minus 3. Okay, so that's x equals minus 3. Then we've got the line y equals 2x minus 1. What we do is we put in a value of x and work out what its corresponding y coordinate is. The easiest place to start is put x as 0 in there. So when x is 0, y will be 2 times 0, take 1. 2 times 0 is 0, take away 1 is minus 1. So that gives me the coordinate 0, minus 1. And then if we put another value in to get another pair of points, so if we put x as 1 in there, we get y is 2 times 1, take 1. 2 times 1 is 2, take away 1 is 1, gives us the point 1, 1. Once we've got 2 points, we can draw a line. So the first point is 0, minus 1, and the second point is 1, 1. So that gives us that line there. Like that. So that's y equals 2x minus 1. So we've done that one, we've done that one. The next one now, y is greater than or equal to 0. So the line y equals 0 is the line which the y coordinate is always 0, which is the x-axis. So this is the line y equals 0. And then the final line, y equals 3 minus x. And again, we need 2 points to plot that line. So if we were interested in an x coordinate of 0, y will be 3 take away 0, which is 3. So that gives us there, x is 0, y is 3 take away 0, 3. And if we put x as 1, y will be 3 take away 1 equals 2. So that gives us the coordinate 1, 2. So 0, 3 is that point, and 1, 2 is that point, which then gets us to draw the final line on our diagram, which goes like that. So that's y equals 3 minus x. Right, what we then have to do is find the region for each of these inequalities. So this first one is saying we're interested in y being bigger than or equal to minus 3. So that's that line, and we're interested in all the values, any value that can be greater than minus 3. So greater than minus 3 means it's this side of that line. And what we do is we chop off everything that doesn't satisfy that inequality. Okay, so it can't be a point over there, because if it's a point over there, it's got an x coordinate of minus 4, which doesn't satisfy that first equation. The next equation, we're interested in all the points where y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 1. So we're interested in this line, and we're saying we're interested in the points where the y coordinate is bigger than double the x coordinate less 1. Okay? So we're either going to hatch off above or below that line. And if you're not sure, the best thing to do is to test it. Okay? If we, for example, looked at that point there, okay, that point there has got an x coordinate of 3. Double 3, you get 6. Take away 1, you get 5. Is 5 bigger than the y coordinate? No, it's not. So that doesn't satisfy the inequality. So we hatch out everything below that line there. Y is going to be bigger than or equal to 0. This is y equals 0. Everything below that line is going to be smaller than 0, so we don't want that region. And finally, the y coordinate has got to be less than or equal to 3 take away the x coordinate. So again, if you're not sure, here's the line that we're dealing with. Y equals 3 take away x. Pick a test point, try that one there. So x is 1, 3 take away 1 is 2. Is that smaller than 2? No, it's not. So it doesn't satisfy that inequality. So we need to get rid of everything above that line 2. Okay? So that is the state of play. What we have to do is show clearly the region that satisfies all of those. So we've hatched out the bits that don't satisfy it. So the bit that does satisfy it is inside this shape here. Everything that's in there any point in there satisfies all of those inequalities. Okay, if we just chose a point there, for example, that point there has got an x coordinate of minus 1, which is bigger than minus 3. It's got a y coordinate of 2, which is bigger than 0. Its x coordinate is minus 1. Minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. Take away 1 is minus 3. Minus 3, and the y coordinate is 2. 2 is bigger than minus 3, so that satisfies it. And 3 take away minus 3 is 6, and 6 is bigger than 2. So everything in that region satisfies that inequality. Okay, so with this one, same again, ignore the inequality first of all, and let's deal with x plus y equals 8. So x plus y equals 8. So if x is 0, then y equals 8. So that gives me the coordinate 0, 8. And if x equals 1, then I have 1 plus y equals 8. Y will be 7, 1, 7. So 2 points to draw the line. 0, 8 is there. 1, 7 is there. That allows me to draw line. So that's the line x plus y equals 8. Then I've got y equals 2x minus 1. Put x as 0 in there, and you have y is 2 times 0 is 0, leaving minus 1. Which isn't helpful on this graph because I don't have that axis. So if I put x as 1, then I have y is 2 times 1 take away 1, which is 1. So that gives me 1 point. And if I put x as 2 in there, I'd have y equals 2 times 2 take away 1. 4 take away 1 is 3. So I have the point 2, 3. So 0 minus 1 doesn't fit on my graph, so I can't use it. But I know that when x is 1, y is 1. And when x is 2, y is 3, gives me the 2 points I need. Join them up, draw the graph. So that's y equals 2x minus 1. And then x is greater than or equal to 0. An x coordinate bigger than or equal to 0 is just the y-axis. So that's x equals 0. Now we hatch off what we don't want. So this is saying the x coordinate and the y coordinate added together must be less than or equal to 8. Well, if I'm there, my x coordinate and y coordinate added together is 7 added 2 is 9. Definitely not in the region. Get rid of it. Y must be bigger than 2x take away 1. So if I'm here, the x coordinate is 1. Double 1, I get 2. Take away 1, I get 1. 1 is smaller than 4, so that's included. So I don't want that side. And I know that x must be bigger than 0, which is this side. So the region I'm interested in is the region without any hatching, which is inside that shape there. So it's this bit, it's this bit, and it's this bit. Okay, so you could shade that in with pencil if you wished. Just make sure that it's clear. Okay, question 3. Zoom in a bit if I can. That's better. Right, so we've got x plus y equals 8. So put x as 0, and I get y is 8. Gives me that coordinate. And I put x as 1, will give me 1 plus y equals 8. Y is 7, 1, 7. 0, 8, 1, 7. Draw my line. So that's x plus y equals 8. Then I've got y equals 4x plus 1. Put x as 0 in there. 4 times 0 is 0, so y is 1. Put x as 1 in there, and I get y is 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So when x is 0, y is 1. when x is 1, y is 5. Y equals 4x and 1. Also, x must be greater than 1. So the line x equals 1, right? X equals 1 means the x coordinate is always 1, which is a vertical line going through 1. So that's x equal 1. And y is bigger than 2. The y coordinate must always equal 2 would be this line. So let's start hatching off. Y must be more than or equal to 2, so everything underneath this line we can ignore. X must be bigger than or equal to 1, which means everything this side we can ignore. Y coordinate is less than 4x plus 1. So here's 4x plus 1. So let's test this point here. So this point has got an x coordinate of 2. So 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 9 and 4, so 4 is less than or equal to 9 is true. So I can chop off everything this side. And x plus y must be less than or equal to 8. Again, will be beneath this line. Which means the region that I'm interested in is that side, that side, that side, and that side. So it's this shape here. And then the final question on this sheet. Y equals 5. So y equals 5 has got a y coordinate of 5. So we're going to go straight across there. Y equals 5. Then I've got y equals x, take away 8, put x as 0 into there, and y will be minus 8. So that's the coordinate y minus 8. If you put x as 1 in there, well, let's put x as 5 into there because it's clearly on the graph. So if we put x equals 5, we get y equals 5, take away 8, which is minus 3. So 5 minus 3. So 0 is minus 8. What we've got is 2 squares to 1. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And 5 is minus 3, which will be there. So that's the equation, y equals x minus 8. Then we got x coordinate must be less than or equal to 8. So the x coordinate 8 is there. So that's x equals 8. And finally, y must be greater than or equal to minus 5x. So y equals 5x. X is 0. Y is 5 times 0, which is 0. So it's going to go through there. And if x is 5, it's going to be off the scale. So if x is 2, sorry, if x is 1, y is 5. So x is 1, y is 5. Minus 5, sorry. It's minus y minus 5x. So that will be minus 5. That will be minus 5. So it'll be 1 minus 5, which is there. So it's going this way. Through 0, 0 and 1 minus 5. So that's y equals minus 5x. So those are our lines drawn. Now we'll sort out the inequalities. So y is less than or equal to 5. Here's the line y equals 5. We're interested in coordinates below that, so that takes out this side of the line. Then we've got y must be bigger than, y coordinate must be bigger than the x coordinate less 8. So here is that line. So if we test a point, where should we go? Let's go there. Okay, so here we've got an x coordinate of 5 and a y coordinate of 0. So 5 take away 8 is minus 3. Minus 3 is smaller than 0. So 0 is greater than minus 3. That's true. So that stays in. So we can knock out everything below that line. X is less than or equal to 8. Means any x coordinate bigger than 8 gets knocked out. And y is greater than or equal to minus 5x. So on this line here, we want the y coordinate. So again, if we're looking at that point there, it's got an x coordinate of 0, a y coordinate of 2.5. 2.5 is bigger than 0. That's true. Out that goes, leaving us this region here, from there to there to there to there. Okay, so drawing the lines in each of those questions is pretty straightforward. They're either a vertical or a horizontal line, or you need 2 points by choosing an x value in and working out the corresponding y value. That'll get you 3 out of 4 marks. The final mark is for shading the region. That can be a bit more confusing. If you're not sure, pick a test point, put it into your equation and make sure you're happy that whether the inequality is true or not. But even if you can't do that, you'll pick up your 3 out of 4 marks for correctly drawing the lines.